Hey everyone, this is Renato. I just wanted to check if you guys could hear us just fine. So if you don't mind, if those on the conference could raise their hands, if you could hear my voice, that'd be great, just to make sure that we could be heard. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Elaine.
Hello, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get the webinar started. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have with us Renato Cruz-Segeco, the Vice President of Digital Media as well as Education. And we also have Morgan Young, who is an intern working with us here, who is voiced not just in Instagram, but on all aspects of social media. We're very lucky to have her expertise here with us. We hope that everyone will enjoy the webinar, and we're going to jump right in. I understand that everyone can hear clearly, and we've gotten hands up for all of that. So take it away, Renato.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jackie. So, at first, let's just talk about Instagram just from a value proposition perspective. It's pretty big. You can't really dispute having access to potentially 700 million active users. And a lot of businesses understand the value proposition. So right now, you're looking at 8 million business profiles that are on Instagram trying to make a living. Just to put this in perspective, Facebook right now is the largest social media at 1.5 billion. So Instagram is halfway there. And then let's take a look at the people who are on Instagram. We have the stat here, 30% of adults online use Instagram, and the majority of those are female. Nearly 88% of these users are ages 18 to 29. So what that says to us is that most of these people are millennials and younger users. So this is like the future flower buyer if you have mostly women in that age range. And lastly, like Instagram, and this is interesting because I know, Morgan, that you developed this stat, or you researched this stat, that Instagram drives the most engagement per post compared to any social network. So where do you find this stat?
So I found this on Sprout Social. They have a lot of good resources for social media information, and I found that on my own personal social media accounts, I get a lot more likes on Instagram than I do Facebook, and that's exactly what this statistic shows, is that there are a lot more people engaged on Instagram than there are on Facebook.
I just want to also remind everyone that if you do have a question as we're going through the slides, don't hesitate to raise your hand. That's displayed right there on the dashboard so that we can answer those as we go. And remember, don't be afraid to ask a question. If you're thinking of something you'd like to know, I'm sure someone else in the group is as well.
Hey Jackie, sorry, slight correction on that. Enter your question in the questions bar in your GoToWebinar control panel. A raising hand would be great, but we would have to put you on audio, which we can't do. So go ahead and put it in the questions bar. So, just getting back to what Morgan mentioned about Instagram as compared to the other social media, this is the takeaway, I think, for the florist. Right now, a lot of people are limited with human resource and time. So if you were to choose or prioritize your social media, obviously Facebook would be in the mix. But as you see, Instagram gets 84 more times more engagement than Twitter. So if you had to choose investing time between Twitter and Instagram, right now, my recommendation is to invest it in Instagram.
Also, for florists, I think that Instagram is a great outlet for them. So, you can use it basically as an album for all of your work, and you can showcase your work on your Instagram feed.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because what are some objectives that you should have on Instagram? It's really a great platform to build brand awareness, just because it is photo-based and now more video-based, in which we'll talk about more. But you could certainly showcase your products and services, drive sales through traffic from Instagram, and we'll show you a little bit more about that later through a link in the bio. And Morgan, tell me more about increasing customer engagement and loyalty with it.
Well, back to this point about driving sales through traffic, you can use the link in the bio whenever you make an Instagram post and you say, hey, the link's in the bio or in the information on our page, that directs them straight to your website. So if they see an arrangement that they really like and they can see that the link to where they can buy that arrangement is in the bio, then that will help drive traffic, drive sales through your traffic. And then increasing customer engagement and loyalty is a great way to use Instagram, because people will comment and like on your posts, and you can talk to them and see what they like and see what products they enjoy. And yeah.
So I guess, once you start getting a number of followers, to the next point, it's not all promotion of your brand. You can begin sharing company news with them. And, tell me more about this idea with Instagram where you could connect more with influencers.
Well, sitting right with us is Jackie Lacey, and you can connect with Jackie. He is the AIFD leader. So if you want to connect with him, you can go through Instagram and connect with Floriology and other people like Donald Yim. You can connect with him as well, another huge designer in the industry. So these are people you can connect with and reach out to or see work from and have them.
Well, that's an interesting concept. And just to play off the name of Instagram, just by following someone, you have an Insta connection with them where you begin. And most of the times, a lot of people will accept you as a follower on the social media. So once you have that connection, you could instantly start commenting or sharing media with this person. So lastly, for the objective here, we should talk about how Instagram is a great platform to enhance and complement event experiences. So I know a lot of florists out there want to get into more event business and weddings and such. So Instagram could certainly be a great platform to promote that. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about Instagram content. So we talked about like a way that it's truly a platform that's meant to provide customers a way to experience you visually. And that's primarily through what? Primarily through
pictures and videos. You really want to add not just pictures, though. You want to add the videos, graphics, and boomerangs. And boomerangs are like short videos. They're also called GIFs or GIFs, however way you like to pronounce it. And they're pretty much just short little clips. They're fun and probably 2 second, and they repeat over and over again. So it's like a little quick snippet, and they add some texture to your Instagram feed. And
so like these boomerangs and GIFs, they're like, I guess, mini little videos.
Yeah, they're really, really, really short videos just played on repeat.
So speaking of videos, we have a stat here. Videos get twice the number of engagements than photos. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, is that something that florists should do more? Start taking more video?
Definitely. Video is huge these days, especially on Facebook, but Instagram as well. Twice the engagement is amazing.
Okay, and like I know we're in an industry where we like to photograph our work, and there's usually no faces in it. But this is an interesting stat. Photos with people's faces generated 38% more likes.
Yeah, maybe florists could take pictures of the customer holding the arrangement and show the customer engagement as well as just the beautiful arrangement that you've made.
All right, very cool. So let's talk a little bit more about posting frequency and times, because we get that question a lot from florists. Where did you get this information first? And could you walk us through the frequency and time?
Yeah, so at first you want to see what other people in your industry are doing and on their social media and see what's working for them and maybe twist it a little bit and turn it into your own content that you can use for your social media. And you want to set a good social media calendar that's flexible and that works for you. Maybe posting either between once a day or once a week on Instagram is best. And the key posting time is around 5 p.m. on Monday through Friday because, people are getting off work at that time, and that's when everyone is on Instagram.
Well, I think one thing to remember at this time as well is that that's people's downtime. A lot of them are using public transit in the larger cities, so they have that time to devote to social media, as well as they're arriving home and they're going to upload while they're getting ready for their dinner, getting ready for the rest of the evening. So it's a great time to reach more people because of having that excess time available to be social.
For our content calendar at Floriology Institute, we have created a social media playbook where we see pretty much everything that needs to be posted ahead of time so that we can plan ahead for if anyone is out that week, then we know what needs to be posted or what needs to be done.
So anyone could just fill in, like, say, for example, I know Morgan was out maybe for a couple of days, and she was just able to hand this calendar or this playbook to one of us, and we were able to make these posts on her behalf. So yeah, that's a great strategy to ensure that your social media is consistent, because that's one thing that people do look for is whether you provide content consistently. So a great point. So optimize your profile. Add your company logo or graphic as the profile photo, making sure to allow extra room around the edges for Instagram circular cropping. However, that's just a great point, but one thing that we'll do is we will show you where the stuff is. So you should be seeing on your screen, this is the official Floriology iPhone where we post, in fact, all of our Instagram posts. So Morgan will walk the group through where to find all these things.
Yes, so as you see, I have full control over this wonderful device. And we're going to go up in the top corner to Edit Profile. And this is where you can really optimize your profile. You can change your profile photo at the top. You can change the name, username. You definitely want to add your website because that's how you drive traffic. And then your bio, which will tell people about your floral shop.
Is there a limit to this, do you know? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, but I know there is a limit to that.
Let's see. Yes, there is a limit.
So what you see right there is about how much you can write. Okay, so I think we only had 2 characters left. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, so that is what you can do to optimize your profile.
So okay, look, I'm sorry. You were real. So this is where we do it. This cog right here. I'm just kind of
the edit profile.
Okay, right there.
Right
so this
here.
is where you click to get all that information, and then when you hit done, you're done.
Done.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, so that's our first little demo. Let's talk about hashtags and @mentions, because I think a lot of people get really confused between these two. So Morgan, why don't you take us through these data points here?
So a hashtag is pretty much a branded link that is preceded by a £. And you can use in Instagram up to 30 hashtags a post. So the hashtags are meant to complement your photos. They're meant to discover new accounts and then pick up new followers. So
should we switch over?
Yeah, we can switch over, and I'll show a little demo about how I use hashtags and a little bit about how to post something on Instagram. So we have this beautiful arrangement right here, and we're going to click Next. And I typically don't add a filter because, for floral arrangements, that is, because you don't really need a filter for an arrangement. I like to see the natural beauty of the colors themselves of the flowers. But you may want to edit the photo and maybe brighten it a little bit or not, you know, but play with the settings to really see what works best for that photo. And then it touches it up just a little bit here and there, but it really makes a difference. And you can play with all of these settings to see what you can do to optimize the beauty of the floral arrangement. You press next, and then to write a caption, let's see, we love this beautiful hashtag floral arrangement.
So there's no space between floral arrangement. That's the only way these hashtags happen, right?
Yes. Yeah, we got to make sure they're all together. So if someone sees floral arrangement, they can click on it, and it'll bring them to anything that is posted with the hashtag floral arrangement. So we love this beautiful floral arrangement this is by In Bloom Florist in Orlando.
Okay, so what did you just do there? Okay, could you do that again? So
yeah,
when you're doing an at mention, you're actually mentioning another Instagram user.
Yes.
So In Bloom Florist, that's their handle.
Yes.
On Instagram. So okay, understood.
So you do the @ sign, and then when you start typing, if you are friends or have seen their profile before, it may come up sooner than another company would. So this one's coming up because we have seen them before, and we click on it, and they come right up.
Okay, so when you post it, will In Bloom Florist get some sort of notification that you mentioned them?
Yes, In Bloom Florist will get a notification that we mentioned them in this post.
Okay.
If we want to tag them in this post, we can tag people, which is right underneath.
So it says tag photo to tag people, right?
Yeah. Sorry. You press this little tag people, and then click on the photo and In Bloom Florist, and then you can move this to wherever you would like it to be. If there's a face in the photo, you don't want to cover the face, so put that right where you want it to be.
Nice. So okay, like I see, we see some other options here, Morgan. Add location, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. What is this about?
So if we want to add a location, let's try In Bloom Florist.
Yeah, Lake Mary, right? That's where they are? Okay.
And there is their location.
Okay. And Facebook, what does that do, that little switch?
So if we press that, then that also cross-posts to our Floriology Institute Facebook page, and we could do the same for Twitter and Tumblr as well, but we are not connected with those currently, so we can't do those. But if you were connected with those, then you could make that little switch and cross-post the same post.
We happen to have a question that said, when you use only Facebook, can they work together? So this is a great example of where you can get both Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to work together with one post. You want to enhance that a little bit?
Yeah, and you can only do that through Instagram. If you did it through Facebook first, then you would have to make another post through Instagram because it doesn't cross-post backwards. It doesn't cross-post from Facebook to Instagram, but it does from Instagram to Facebook.
Wonderful insight.
So remember that when you're posting to Instagram, you can also post it on Facebook and Twitter by just clicking these buttons. Thank you, Juanita, for that question.
You want to go ahead and share?
Yeah, so we'll share this one.
Okay.
It's a nice turtle.
So, okay. So now we have our post up. What else could we do with it?
So, wait, where did our post go? Okay. Here's our post. And to add the hashtags, we press the comments.
Okay, right here. So I see
it. The little comment.
This thing right here.
Yes, the bubble. Okay. And then, so for our hashtags, we have to save all 30 of our hashtags, or 11, which is the industry recommended amount of hashtags, which I'll expand on later. So we want to go to our notes where I have the hashtags for Floriology already set up.
Okay, so this is a practice that you're sharing with us.
This is a practice that I'm sharing.
So florists should develop maybe a set of 30 standard hashtags that they will always hashtag their own stuff in terms of branding. So I see here you got hashtag Floriology and a bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if they put it in notes, they could just easily copy and paste it and drop it into the comment section.
Yes, and actually I think this is the way you have to do it since you have all the spaces. This is how you hide all of those comments because you don't want them to look like spam on your account. So you copy them and then paste them below, like so, with the dashes. You want 5 dashes, and you don't want, yes, one after, like right above each other, with no spaces after the dashes, or it won't work. And then you have your 11 hashtags. That's how many I'm doing because that's of course, the industry recommended. And we post them, and then
how does it
just
appear
says,
here?
it appears as the ...
Oh, I see. So this is like the main, like right here is what you posted as a caption when you first posted. And then when someone clicks on the ... that's when they'll see the rest of the hashtags. Okay, beautiful. And this is strictly for searchability.
Yeah, searchability, and for people for you to gain more followers and for more people to see the things that you're posting and to connect with you.
So just getting back to the basic value of a hashtag, it's really just used so people could find your post when they start searching for any of these references in the hashtag.
Yes, and if you were to go to hashtag floral arrangement.
I see. Oh, yeah, okay, you see the post right there.
Yeah, if you click and hold, it'll
250,000 posts.
Click on it.
And then what this does is brings up all the posts. So in essence, what you're trying to do is, like, if you're putting that hashtag and there's, say, a bride looking around for hashtag wedding flowers, hopefully your post will pop up.
And
like our post right here?
Like it is.
I see.
Ta-da.
Okay, wonderful. So any other tips that you could share from the hashtag and mention perspective?
Definitely. So it's good to have a company-branded hashtag. So ours is hashtag Floriology. So when people go to trade shows and events and they see us there, they can hashtag Floriology or mention us at Floriology Institute, and then we can see their stuff and we can share it and repost it as much as we want to, and they have it on their account as well.
And you showed us how to hide the hashtag, so that was the demo there.
So that was how to hide your hashtag.
Okay.
And yeah, here is the statistics for the 11 hashtags. 11 or more hashtags has 79.5% higher interactions on Instagram.
But that's weird because if you do one less at 10,
22%.
You know, 22%.
It's a plummet.
It's a plummet from the 11. So just do that one more, I guess, and you'll get that benefit. All right, great statistic.
So content themes can be confusing to some, but they're a beautiful and visual way to really show off your product.
Okay, do you want to show us a demo?
I would love to.
All right.
So Kat Von D Beauty is a...
Okay, first, how'd you get there? Because it's not like magic how it showed up. Okay, so...
So I searched Kat Von D Beauty.
Okay, perfect.
And they're right here.
So definitely write these down because these are great examples of how all these brands have created content themes.
And this is a very vivid content theme that you can see. You see how she starts with the black theme, and she carries it into the nude theme, and so on.
Are you sure we could show this stuff? Okay.
Yes, that is just a tattoo cover-up.
The nude color.
Yes, nude color.
Thank you for clarifying.
And then she's going by color in her feed. So you can see all these posts, and they're enjoyable to go down to see the color changes. And this can really add some dimension on your Instagram feed. So if you have a bunch of floral arrangements with pink flowers, you may want to post them consecutively, probably 9 at a time, one day after the next. So Monday, start posting your pink flower arrangements, and then Tuesday, continue posting and carry that theme throughout the whole entire week.
So that way, I guess when people do check out your profile, they, the presentation is obviously purposeful and with good intent to really showcase a style or through the themes that you want. Like, for example, I know, Jackie, we do a lot of talk about trends. So would this be a good case where if a florist specializes in like a metallic weddings or rustic weddings or something like that, that one week they could just do all their Instagram posts on metallics, and then the next week they do it on some other trend?
Well, as Morgan mentioned, it's a great way for you to set up your feed to sort of your style, your idea board, so to speak. And so as they scroll down there looking, they see that you have all of these trends or styles that you specialize in, and they're going to want to keep searching. They're going to spend more time on there, and it's one of the great ways to get people to start following you, because right away they can visually imagine what you can and can't do because they can see it right in front of them. We're very visual people, and that's one of the things that Instagram attracts people with.
So Morgan, could you again scroll up on Kat Von Beauty? So I could kind of see here that they're probably doing about 12 posts, I would guess, 13 posts, 14 posts per kind of theme.
Per color theme,
Per color theme. So, and it looks like there's a nice transition. There's no abruptness, to it.
And my guess is that they're about to start with the purple theme, since they have those purple lips right there. So that's my assumption.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Anything else that we should share about content themes?
They're pretty much like a photo album, like a pretty photo album with whatever theme you want. They don't have to just be colors. They can be others. You can see the examples. So here,
I see.
Cerebral Mist has a little checkered board theme going.
Okay, so what they did here is post this one, or well, I guess first, second, third, fourth.
Vice versa, actually, from the bottom up.
From the bottom up, okay.
So that one was the first post, and then they go in order from there.
So you got that, folks? So if you want to create this sort of pattern, you could certainly do that.
So basically just one after
so
the
this
other.
is Cerebral Mist, if you want to check this out.
And then
Say Maria.
Say Maria, it has a little pink
I see.
blossom theme going on.
Very cool.
And two more examples. This one's a little circle picture theme, and then the Stella Maria Bear. She's an artist, and she has a very light pastel pink theme.
Cool.
Here's some Insta tips. Make sure you always respond to any comments, direct messages, anything, because if you don't respond, then your audience is going to wonder where you are. They feel like you're right there, and they feel like you're sitting next to them. So you want to always respond to your audience.
Well, I think the thing I always add is that, with social media, this is certainly real time. It's not like a voicemail thing where, someone leaves a voicemail and they get to it when they get to it. I mean, some people even expect for you to respond after, the few seconds after they type a message to you. So definitely respond ASAP. Another
great way to have content is sharing content that your fans tag you in. So we're going to do a little demo.
Okay.
On our page, you can see where people have tagged you right here. And so in this image, we were tagged. So we could screenshot this and crop that photo and then post it ourselves, tagging Alejandro in this.
This guy right there.
Yes. So we can tag Alejandro and post it on our own feed. Look how much fun Alejandro was having with Jackie Lacey at this floral design.
And then just judging from his own post, Alejandro's pretty social savvy.
Instagram savvy.
Instagram savvy here too, with his mentions and with his hashtags.
He could use more hashtags, though.
That's true.
He needs 11.
That's true. I don't see the ... down there. So.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's how to do that.
How about following related accounts and connecting again with influencers?
Yeah. So you want to, again, follow accounts that are similar to yours. So you want to follow other florists and other industry influencers to see what's working for them, and then maybe use it for your own advantage.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And then assess and adapt. So you really want to see what's working. Take note of how many likes and comments you're getting on each post you're making, and then adapt.
But just back up real quick. But
yes.
You cannot do this on Instagram
the same way that you
the app, right?
Yeah,
so you need to have either Sprout Social or Hootsuite. Is that what you're saying here?
So if you wanted to see the actual analytics of it the same way that you see the analytics on Facebook, you would have to buy either a Hootsuite account or a Sprout Social account, and then go through that way, because there's not a way for businesses to see the analytics for themselves on Instagram unless you just tally up how many likes you're getting for each post, which is, I think, the best way to do it for Instagram instead of having to purchase something. So you see how many likes you're getting on each post and see how many comments you're getting, and then just adapt your adapt what you're doing that way.
Cool. And I guess this is the page with all our sources.
Yeah, lots of sources this time. Did a good amount of research. So all of these links are very helpful for Instagram marketing.
Jackie, any questions in the queue?
We do have one more question, which I think you probably answered as we went through, or I'm hoping, but maybe you can just run through it one more time. But the question was very general about how do I get more people to follow us on Instagram?
So on Instagram, using those hashtags is a great way to build followers because that will get your content out to the most amount of people. And then also continuing to follow and connect with other people in the industry, comment on other people's things, like other people's posts, and just get the word out there of your business, your shop, and the more people see it, the more people will know that you're there.
So the idea is to just really engage with the Instagram community, and they'll follow you too. Yeah, I do notice that. I mean, and oftentimes what I do is I just do searches, you know, for like topics that are interest of me, and when I see other posts from folks and I browse those folks, if I like that post, you know, I'm going to follow that person, and the idea is that they'll hopefully reciprocate and follow you back when they see that you have similar interests.
Are there any recommendations as far as I generally tend to look at the people that request to follow me and make sure that they're linked to the industry in some way or somehow, just as a security measure to make sure. But I generally do follow most of the people that want to follow me. Is there any recommendations to or not to in that aspect?
I mean, I think you can use your own judgment based off of who you want to follow or who you want following you. I know my personal account is private, but like I like to follow a bunch of people who have public accounts because I can see their information and their posts, and enjoy them whenever I want to. But did that answer your question?
It did, and that you brought up another question though that I think would be some valuable information to pass on. Having a personal Instagram and then having a business Instagram, and not crossing that boundary between the two. I do the same thing with my Facebook because once it's out there, and it's important that you keep that personal information for security purposes, kind of private, and your public image you want to also protect to make sure that it is top-notch and something that you want to share with everyone.
You know, one thing I just realized is that you could manage several accounts from your phone, and I don't think there's a personal account on this one, but I know on my phone, this top bar right here, okay, we do have several accounts. Okay, you could post and engage with Instagram just by clicking on this, and then right now, see, like Morgan could post as BloomNet, or like other accounts. And I don't know if there's a limit to the number of accounts, but I know personally I have my own personal account there as well. So you could certainly manage Instagram from a business perspective and from a personal perspective. But if you do, just be wary that, you know, if something that you want to post to your to your personal account, but you happen to be on your business account, it could send some odd messages to your followers. So certainly just watch which account you're posting to.
It's always good to not dawdle when you toggle.
Great advice, Jackie. Like, any more questions? I mean, I know we're just a few minutes to ending our webinar here.
No questions popping up just yet.
Okay. So you want to wait just a couple minutes and we could chat a little bit more about it. So, oh, go ahead.
A little bit more about what not to post, on your business account. Yeah, there's like mascots. We have our mascot pets sometimes in our floral shops, and they're fun. They're really fun. You can put your dog next to your floral arrangement, and it's adorable. But many posts of just your dog on your business Instagram may not be the way to go.
Okay.
You may just want to use the mascot if you want to post 10 pictures of your dog at one time, maybe do that on your personal account.
So, I have a question that maybe Jackie could answer, and we have a mutual friend in Donald Yim. He's like a designer, freelance designer. So although he does work at a business or has a business, his Instagram is pretty much his personal style. So, and I know this may resonate with folks at who are AIFD certified and want to get their own personal brand out there. But is that something that you use to? Is Instagram a platform that you use to showcase your personal style?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for you to do that, but I think you also have to be careful not crossing those lines. When you work in one aspect or work for someone, and you're posting your personal style for the company's face, that could get a little bit confusing to everyone else. You want your business to be up and adaptable for everyone. So you want to be careful not to cross those lines, and that's another good reason to have multiple Instagram accounts, so that you can toggle between those to make sure that you post the style that you want to for your personal taste and your personal projection that you want to go out there, or face, so to speak. And then for those public pages, that you're posting other things as well. And Donald is very good at making sure that he doesn't cross those lines and bounces back and forth quite a bit. When you're on that company page, you're posting for the company and you want to convey the messages that they want you to put forward. We do have a question here from Mike Devlin. Will we be able to get a replay of this webinar?
Yes, eventually. We will be posting this up on floriologyinstitute.com in the very near future. So please check back to the website, and it's the URL is actually floriologyinstitute.com/free webinars. But we're also going to be, like tomorrow, you'll be getting a link to fill out a survey for this webinar. So we'll also include the slides for this webinar in that mailing.
And we have another question from Kimberly Johnstone. How much time daily or weekly do you spend on work-related social media? And this is one of the things I'm going to ask Renato and Morgan both to comment on it. But I can just tell you from my experience as well, this is one of the reasons that I love posting on Instagram, because it will also post on Facebook and Twitter, so that I do cut the time having to spend on them individually when I can do some of those cross posts. But Renato, Morgan, you want to answer this as well?
Well, a quick question for Morgan. Can you schedule posts in Instagram?
No, you cannot schedule posts on Instagram, but Facebook you can, so that's nice. But on Instagram, well, weekly, you could, if you planned it out right, maybe spend an hour or two the first of the week. Probably just an hour is all you need. And
Just
schedule out,
posts?
yes, schedule out what you want to post that week. Maybe you theme it, maybe you don't, and then have it ready. Just have it ready ahead of time. It's not too time consuming once you have it ready and you can just put it up there. But I think the time consuming part is thinking about what you're going to post, in my personal opinion.
And that leads us into the next question we have. My challenge is to come up with postings regularly twice a week. What are some suggestions to help with that problem?
So you can also sharing the content that you're tagged in is a great way to use content. That's pretty much people doing the work for you. And then you can also post contests, like a little contest of what would a good contest
Name the
be?
flower.
Name the flower. There you
There's
go.
so many simple things that
Yeah,
you can use.
take a picture of all the flowers in your shop. See if your followers can name what flowers they are. Play games, think outside the box.
Well, one thing that that I've done in the past is when I do my searches, I just do search for flowers. Or like always a good one is flowers celebrity, something like that. And it's kind of interesting, all the posts that come up. But getting back to the question on a more serious note, I think the best thing for a florist to do when they're thinking of posts for the shop is just think of your business activity the week prior and what's coming up for the week. You probably have done, if you're active on Instagram, a couple events, maybe a wedding or a corporate event this past weekend. And I'm sure you had your smartphone there and you took pictures of your arrangements. That could be just an awesome opportunity to take time and promote that type of work. So that could be a suggestion.
I think also, too, this is a great place where you can utilize a calendar, coming up with one idea per week, and placing it on the calendar is going to give you an opportunity to write in many other things as you go along when you're doing your research. We do have another question here. My challenge is Sonal, I think we just hit this question. My challenge is to come up with posting regularly. So hopefully that answered that question for you.
So we're a bit out of time here, Jackie. Are there any last questions submitted in the queue?
Nothing in the queue now. I think we've answered everyone's questions. Hopefully you've gotten a lot of great information that will be able to take you forward.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today.